team chemistry is a big thing in this game. Like, if somebody's nervous in game, it'll affect somebody else. If it's somebody's confident in game, everybody's going insane. Everybody's being confident. So it's like, how do we get to that level and balance it all out? And when we're in the stressful situations like Bangkok finals, that's what we learned from. Like, we were stressed that last series. Like Mat 5, boom, boom. Like we thought we had the game in the bag. Started tossing some rounds. We didn't get to close out. So that loss in Bangkok will be transferred into Toronto when we get to that grand final again. And we're gonna be like not as nervous. We know we've been here before, but now it's just catching that trophy. So that's kind of the eyes on the trophy right now. Like, we're just ready for that, but there's still steps to be led up to that. And that's what we're working on early.
Hi everyone, welcome to 1v1. I'm joined today by Jawgemo, following G2's win over Cloud9 to cap off a 5-0 record here in VCT Americas Stage 1. So Jawgemo, I want to start by asking you about the end of the game. You guys had a flawless, you had a 3K to end the match there. So just individually, how are you feeling about your performance? It seems like you're kind of popping off a lot more during Stage 1.
There's still a lot of stuff to learn. Like, especially you saw me on a Gecko for the first time for the VCT Americas stage. My Euro is still, I would say every day you need to like work on something just to like a little bit like smaller percentage better, like on the characters you play. So I would say, yeah, my stuff was pretty good for Pearl, but it took a lot of things to get to that point, like losing Bangkok on Pearl, losing Pearl against MIBR, whatever the case is. It just takes time. So I would say my individual performance gone up a little bit, but still not my peak, I would say. I think there's still a lot more stuff I need to learn and just recognize what I have to do in certain situations, but that takes time. So that's where I'm kind of at right now, at least with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are looking really good, you individually and as a team. It seems like, G2 is very strong, obviously. You guys haven't lost to any of the teams here in Americas yet. Your 2 losses were international losses. So far, like, which teams would you say have given you like the biggest challenge here in Americas?
I think at the beginning of this stage, it was a little bit like no one, I would say. But since the VODs, were out for a while, Bangkok was, gone for like a month or so. People were watching how we play and took in our idea or our comp archetype and like adding to their own game plan and then doing whatever they know how to do. It took a while to say like no one was good I would say for the first 3 games of our, VCT Americas. But I think like seeing Lev like pushing back a little bit, fighting back more. This team as well, Cloud9, doing the same thing, like putting us on our toes to like make sure we actually close out, make sure we're not messing up on the small stuff. So I think I would say those 2 teams right now have only pressed us a little bit. I'm expecting a little bit more out of like Sentinels coming in. I think they've been looking pretty flawlessly with their game plan. So I'm a little bit more. We haven't played those teams yet. The other bracket, the other side of the bracket. I would say Sen probably, and I would say Cloud9. If they have another good day, they can probably beat us, I would say. But we just make sure that we're playing together and we're usually on top most of that. So
Definitely. So I guess you guys are obviously viewed as the favorites here in Americas, and what's kind of the mentality of playing as a favorite, and like how do you guys kind of like stay motivated to like sort of keep from getting complacent, I guess?
It's just kind of having that thought of like people want to be where we are, like they want to be the untouched favorites of Americas. I mean, people might not say we're the best team. They don't like it, like likable, whatever the case is, but we show that we are the best team because our in-game stuff. We show that we're here to win stuff. We're not here to like mess around or like not win or anything. We're here to like catch a trophy, win back-to-back Americas. Like I think that's what it's been for us. It's like having that little goal. I mean, our goal was to just play game by game, and now we made it to playoffs, and we need one more game to win to go to Toronto. So it's like now our next step is how do we take all these games and how are we going to watch all these new games that are coming out and put into our system and figure out we only need one more match, right? So put all of our foot forward and just make Toronto. That's our main goal. The next step, win the whole thing in America. So step by step, that's basically it. And whenever there's pressure towards us, like these games that we're seeing recently, that just makes us stronger. So if anything, that's helping us actually find what we actually been losing out on, like what our mistakes were, So it's a good thing that we have that mindset. Josh definitely teaches very well and makes sure that we're on point with a lot of this stuff. But stuff slips, and that's just how it is. It's a game, So yeah.
Yeah, it's a good approach, definitely. You mentioned Josh. Wanted to ask you a little bit about him, just kind of what's, you're obviously new to G2 this year. You're playing with EG the past few years with Potter. They're both considered great coaches. Just how do you compare them in your mind, like in terms of like what they did well? Like, what does Josh kind of bring to the table this year as your new coach?
Yeah, I would say I would do Potter or you want for Josh.
Yeah, just both of them. Yeah,
I would say I'll do Potter first. I would say Potter definitely like leveled me up as an individual player, taught me how to do certain things that I'd never seen before. Because she did have a CS background as well. So she taught me all the basics of the game, figure out like why this util is important for certain fights, like why you should take fights with some utility as a duelist or even as spokes, or how to support, how to communicate. And now I brought that aspect to Josh, and now Josh is just making sure I do all those steps that Potter taught me, but there's still steps that he taught me, which is like be assertive, show where you want to be, show how you want to be dominant in this area. Coaching style, like basically how to play as a team together. Like, oh, we're gonna get a pick, fall off, play retake, or whatever the case is. Like he makes the team play more together, more than I would say a lot of other coaches I would see like on the other stages. I wouldn't say EG, I would just say like other teams individually. Um, he says you don't have to be a hero. Sometimes you don't have to be a hero. It's a team game for a reason. And Josh taught me like when you work as a team, you win as a team. So, but he says whenever you want to shine, that's where you shine. He gives me that space where I can do both. So, Potter definitely gave me that as well. But I see more out of the team play now with G2, getting me into those positions, getting me into where I need to be, so I can explode and be the best I can be for them, and then make sure that Trent or Jonah P's in the clutch and they win.
right.
So yeah.
You guys have one game basically to win in the playoffs to be able to make it to Toronto. I know that's a big goal for you guys, and I think the expectation is that you guys will ultimately be there. So kind of what are your expectations for Toronto? Like, if you guys are able to make it, you guys will be playing in front of sort of a North American audience. So kind of what do you expect if you guys are able to make it to Toronto?
I always tell my team like it's a joke, but it's kind of the truth as well. It's like I never lost an American tournament, like a North American tournament. So like, kind of gave them that like, hey guys, just give me to Toronto. Might be great because it's our home crowd technically.
Right.
That's one thing I joke with a lot, but we're just trying to treat it like it's Bangkok. Like we're full time grinding. If we get there early, have some days off up front, go straight into practice, boot camp mode, focus on what's in front of us, focus on the maps and the teams that are coming in. That's like our biggest thing that we usually do. And then after that, it's just team bonding, chemistry building, because people do not see that team chemistry is a big thing in this game. Like if somebody's nervous in game, it'll affect somebody else. If it's somebody's confident in game, everybody's going insane. Everybody's being confident. So it's like, how do we get to that level and balance it all out? And when we're in the stressful situations like Bangkok finals, that's what we learned from. Like we were stressed that last series, like map 5, boom, boom. Like we thought we had the game in the bag, started tossing some rounds, we didn't get to close out. So that loss in Bangkok will be transferred into Toronto when we get to that grand final again. And we're gonna be like not as nervous. We know we've been here before, but now it's just catching that trophy. So that's kind of the eyes on the trophy right now. Like we're just ready for that, but there's still steps to be led up to that. And that's what we're working on early for sure.
Right. Yeah, it's a good mentality for sure. I wanted to ask you a little bit more about some of these international events, these international crowds.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, you won champs here in North America, in LA, in 2023 with EG. You played in Tokyo as well with EG, and then obviously Bangkok. So just how would you rate those crowds? Like, did you feel that there was like a big home crowd advantage when you played in LA? Like, how do the crowds compare kind of in your mind?
I'll say starting with LA, it was definitely not a home crowd, I would say. I mean, kind of was because it was an American team, but definitely a lot of more people like the PRX fans. They were more known. I mean, that's just the given. If the people are more known, players are more known, they want to root for the people that are in the scene, whatever the case is. So that was our underdog story for that reason. So we can have what we have now. Like if we go to like Thailand or Toronto or Paris, right? I get to live up to that. So I'm grateful for that. I would say Tokyo was probably the most insane crowd because it wasn't biased. It was any team wins around, everybody's going insane. There was no like overzealous like, oh, we love this team more, we're gonna scream, oh, if he's close or something, something like that. So I would say that was the benefit for Tokyo. It was both home crowds. There's no home crowds, so everybody was just happy. for Fnatic and us or whatever the case goes. Bangkok was a little bit one-sided, I would say. Definitely is the APAC region, so all the Thailand fans do love G2, but it's definitely T1 favorite that day. I got an insane round. I heard the crowd. They got a regular round. They were a little bit louder than normal. So, the crowd definitely affects not me, I would say. I love the crowd for whatever it is. I like to prove the crowd wrong. That's my goal. But, since that was their first grand finals as this G2 core and Leaf, I think they're just learning about it, and it takes time to learn about that because you never know if you're going to ever be on that stage in the grand finals. So that's why we're taking that opportunity that we had there and we're just improving from there. And then if Toronto has a home crowd, we're going to take advantage of that. That's what we do, And if it's not, we still got to do it. We still got to do what we got to do to win. So,
right. For sure. So, I wanted to ask you a little bit about like comparing that EG team that you were on versus G2. I know that the 2023, because you guys did lose the Tokyo final before you ultimately won champions. You guys lost here at G2 at Thailand. Would you say that there's any similarities between that 2023 team and this 2025 G2 team?
It's a little bit different, I would say. I would say this G2 roster is more of like a family, more like brotherhood. All of us are together most of the time, enjoying each other, like playing other games, doing whatever we have to do to like bond with each other a little bit more. The other team was like a little bit mixed, like it'd be a few of us playing the game after prac, or if you're just streaming, people want to go out, whatever the case is. Like it's a little bit more like this team wants something because this is their year that we can get pushed down to Ascension or whatever, or tier 2, whatever the case is, right? So I think there's actually hunger in this team. I would say there was hunger in that team as well because we were the underdogs, So it was just a different scenario, I would say. I would say for EG 2023, we're just underdogs. No one knew about us. We wanted to prove everybody wrong. Potter wanted to prove everybody wrong because nobody believed in her. Because, there was a big thing back then that like, oh, we're going to get her cut, whatever the case is. She made the roster move, and, we exploded from there. We kept going. So for Potter, I know that was a big accomplishment for her. For these guys, first step, they're doing the first step like they did in Ascension. They just make it to that big land. They grow from it, and they won that one. But they've been to lands before. We went to Thailand. We got second place. They're just learning. It's all about learning. And then if we make Toronto, boom, like that's gonna be our next step. We want to kick off too as well. So like that helped us, not worry about the main stage. I never wanted to kick off, so that helped me a lot too. Showing that I'm an improved player, that I can be where I wanted to be and be at my peak. And I think it's just a learning process that Josh has been teaching me, and I really respect it because it's a different teaching. I've only had one coach for a couple of years. And now I have Josh, and I'm learning everything. I'm taking everything in, put it back in the game, and the results are going to come. So I know that he said kickoff is not enough for him. He wants to win the America stage. He wants one trophy this year, but we're not going to go for one. We're going to go for as many as we can. So he wants either champs, Toronto. We're close to Thailand, unlucky, but he has good insights in his coaching way, and he wants to just improve every day. That's why I respect him a lot for that.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's really insightful, and it seems like you guys are on a good path. So excited to see where you guys end up. Just wanted to end this interview with a couple more questions. Just kind of taking a step back from the game. What's kind of your pregame routines? Like, what do you like to do to prepare for games?
Okay, so I did bad last week, so I changed it up back to my old ways, which is just my champ way, I would say, in 2023. I would wake up 30 minutes before I have to go take the bus or take the shuttle. Back then it was a shuttle before I drive here or wherever the case is. So let's say it's in a different country, I take the shuttle, whatever. So I wake up like 30, 45 minutes before the game, blank mind, shower, bath, whatever the case is, blank mind, have a little bit of like a snack and drink a whole water bottle before I leave the house, get here, order a sandwich, eat sandwich, get some carbs in, get some protein in a little bit. And basically from there, just drink a Red Bull, and then that's basically my day for the matches. So I went back to that routine because it was very good. But the routine I had last week was wake up a little bit, like an hour and a half before, go to the gym, walk the treadmill, get the heart pumping. And I would say it's good, but it kind of messed with me. I was a little up too early. I wasn't ready for the long day ahead of me. So I kind of prepped the wrong way. So I had to revert that. So now I'm going to go to the gym at night now because, I woke up late, so I just switching the schedule up. So I have to go in between the schedules. Otherwise, I'm too complacent. I'm like, oh, I have to do this every time. It's in my head. I don't leave my own head, so I have to change it up. So that's why I always change everything up I do in life or in the game, because you can't be the same person. You
Yeah.
have to be unique for a reason, you know. So
Right.
that's kind of what I've been doing, at least.
Yeah. Makes sense. Would you say that you're superstitious?
I used to be, but I think it's whenever it's like whenever yeah, I would say yeah, I would say yeah, because if it gets too easy or too same like on the same reps of every day, I'm like, damn, I should be doing something different. Because my mindset is like I shouldn't be doing the same thing every day. It shouldn't. You're not growing as a person if you're doing the same thing every day. If it's a routine, I would say. I mean, you can do the same thing, but just different timings, different like if you're gonna work out in the morning, work out at night, whatever the case. You're gonna play games for this many hours. We have scrims for like we have scrims for 11 to 7, right?
Mhm.
So some days go home, take an hour or two break, go stream to like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Then the next time I'm like, dude, I should just chill because I need to reset my mind.
Mhm.
So it's like some days I can go full like 16, 18 hours a day. Then some days I got to go 15, 16 hours a day just to like relieve the pressure from my mind
Mhm.
because it's all mental. Like if you lose yourself, you're gonna lose yourself in the game, lose yourself in life. You're not gonna know where you belong as an
Right.
individual. So I think being not complacent of what you're doing every day and just like going with the flow is good sometimes, but
Mhm.
you need to know when it's good, when it's bad. You can't just live life easy all the time.
Definitely, definitely good, wise words. Kind of related to that. What do you like to do like when you're not playing Valorant, like to just kind of get your mind off the game?
Yeah, so I'm a big car person, so I love cars. I
Mhm.
drive a nice car, so I always I used to go to car meets a lot. It's been slowed down because the season started.
Yeah.
But before every match, this is how I get like my mind like off like the game and just life in general. I just take my car, I go drive for a few hours, like up the 405, or
Mhm.
if I can, I go to like the mountains, but that's kind of hard because I don't have the days off for that.
Right.
But I just like driving my car. Like it's
Yeah.
soothing. I've done a lot of stuff to my car where like I know it's like I did it. Like I bought it. I feel good about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go drive. I'm gonna go feel good about myself. Like
Mhm.
I bought this because I did this. Whatever the case is, and
Yeah.
kind of just relieving that mindset of like I can relax. I can enjoy my car. I can enjoy the nature, the water, like my girl. Just enjoy the life. Like what's California meant for? Like
Right.
so the weather, all that. Like that's what I do every day before the match. I just
Yeah.
go drive for a couple hours and enjoy myself. That's basically it.
Nice. I know that you can't really do it right now, but have you driven up like PCH up the
That's
coast?
the one thing I want to do. I heard
Yeah.
these stages are beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what whenever I have a day off, that's what I want to do because
Yeah.
that's like I've been thinking about it, but it's like I either go by myself or go with my girl. Sometimes she doesn't want to go. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll deal with it. I won't go. But taking up the mountains, I did one time and I was a little bit scared, but my car grips pretty well, so I'm like, all right, it's good. I'll be fine. I'm not gonna die. But sometimes I push the limits, and yeah, it's a car for a reason.
Right.
Fun car.
Yeah, for sure. And then last question. Um, I saw you tweeted out, I think late last year, something about a laundry basket gaming chair that you used to have. What's the story behind that?
All right, so whenever COVID happened,
Uh-huh.
I was working a little bit at like a job. Something happened. I quit my job. I had to move out of the state basically because whatever the issue was, and I moved into my aunt's house for like 2 weeks, and I had games and stuff. So
Yeah.
she had no chair. She had like a table that was maybe shorter than this table
Hmm.
and just flat. And I only had a laundry basket because my cousin didn't have a chair for me because it was his setup. I don't want to touch him. I touch the setup. I had my PC and stuff there, my monitor there, but
Hmm.
I had no chair because I was gonna order one when I get to the new place with my grandpa.
Right.
So I just had a full basket of clothes. I put all the clothes on the bottom. They were clean clothes, thank God. And they put like 4 towels on top to like get some cushion. And then I was just sitting there, and I was streaming too. And I was like, guys, I'm just in the laundry basket. And then I remember like T Dog's like, you're lying. I was like, oh, bro. And I sent him a picture of the laundry basket. He's like, wow, you're like that, and you're shitting on all of us. I was like, I'm committed, bro. I want to get out of here. I want to make it out. Like, I don't want to be stuck in tier 2, tier 3. So I did whatever I can to get out. And that was a part of this life I had to do to play the matches that weekend. And yeah, like, I think I won the first match and then lost the second day. It was a Saturday, Sunday game. So I had
Yeah.
the laundry basket for 2 days. And then I was like, all right, I'm taking a break, Then I had to drive North Carolina, live with my grandpa and take care of him from there. And then that's where the story started right there after that.
Wow. Well, that's an awesome story. I love that. I don't have any more questions for you. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Any message for the fans?
I would say just thank you guys for the support. On the streams recently too, you guys have been insane. All the love. I never got that much love before, but there's a reason why I'm still in this business, like in this career, because you guys, the fans, interviewers, everybody, everybody makes it feel like you're wanted and you feel good, and you should feel good about yourself. And yeah, that's it. Basically, thank you, fans. That's it. And thank you for the interview as well.
Cool. Well, yeah, thank you for this interview and thank you for the kind words. And yeah, good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully you guys make it to Toronto.
Sure, appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
Yep.